The next set of analysis, we are trying to see what is the customer service index. So as we saw, customer service index is nothing but the average of all these variables. So we have listed down all the banks which have for which we have received the response. So for Standard Bank, the customer service index is 4.32. For Indian Bank is 4.26, 3.8. The next set, Bank of India, PNB Bank is 3.85, and so on. So we are calculating this in order to come at a conclusion that if we had to answer like which is the bank which has the highest CSI value, that is the customer service index, and which is the bank which has the lowest CSI or the customer service index value. So from this analysis, we see that Standard Chartered has the highest CSI value, whereas Indian Overseas Bank has the lowest CSI value. So there is terribly something wrong with the Indian Overseas Bank with the way the service has been pursued or service has been delivered from bank side to the customers, and from the Standard Chartered Bank, it's a very positive sign that the customer service index is high with respect to all the other banks. So they are winning over their competitors with respect to the customer service index. However, from this analysis, we should also take into consideration that the number of my there are two things which should be considered while deriving or generalizing the result which we currently see on the screen. So the first set of consideration is the number of respondents in my study. So you see number of respondents are only 200, which is a very small sample space, and it would be really difficult to generalize this result. But this should give you a fair understanding of how you should carry out the analysis with respect to using different marketing metrics and then deriving different marketing metrics or customer service metrics from the parameters from the respondents using different methods. So for here we have been using survey. So we started with the exercise where we wanted to calculate the net promoter score. So what next we have done is we have separated the public sector bank and the private sector bank because we want to individually calculate what is the net promoter score of each of this of all the banks under this under PSU umbrella and under private umbrella. So number of promoters are nothing but are calculated which for the bank which have so number of the promoters are the one customers who have the overall experience or who have rated their overall experience as greater than 8. So what we have done for all the respondents, again we have listed down all the for all the banks whatever we have received and the overall number of promoters which we have received. So this is how you calculate the number of promoters, number of passive, number of detractors. So promoters are the one who will have overall experience of greater than 8. Passive would have a score of 7 to 8 and detractors would have a score of less than 7. So only for sample purpose we have taken a small number of respondents. So this is just for demonstration purpose how NPS would be calculated. So we have taken the response of around 26 respondents from the actual response of 200 respondents which we saw, and then we are trying to see among these 26 what is my net promoter score of banks under the PSU umbrella. So if you see my number of promoters are 2, so there are 2 customers who have given my rating of overall experience as greater than 8. There are 19 respondents who have given rating of 7 or 8 with respect to overall experience. There are 5 number of respondents who have given rating as less than 7 of overall experience with respect or of the banks or the service which they are currently using. So my total would be 26 and my net promoter score is calculated by AX4 minus AX6, that is nothing but if you see I am calculating then the percentage. So my percentage promoter is nothing but 2 upon 26. My number of passives is nothing but my 19 upon 26. Detractors is 5 upon 6. So as we saw, net promoter score is nothing but my percentage promoters minus percentage detractors. And a negative sign should raise an alarm signal to the public sector unit. All banks is because my net promoter score negative indicates that there are majority of the customer who are spreading a negative word of mouth, which would not help in gathering new customers or even retaining the existing customer. So the negative sign of NPS will act as an alarm signal for all these banks. In a similar way, for the private sector banks, we are trying to calculate the net promoter score. Again, we have taken only a sample of response sample. So what we have done in the public sector is we have taken only the public sector responses out of 200 that is which were only 27, 26, and the other set of respondents were respondents having relationship with the bank as under private sector unit. So we have taken another say around 178. Now again we are trying to calculate number of promoters, passive, detractors in a similar way as we just saw. So my percentage is being calculated by 46 upon 1177, 116 upon 177, 15 upon 1. So my net promoter score is nothing but percentage promoters minus percentage detractors. So if you see, I'm getting a net promoter score of positive for the private sector bank, which is generally the case where you see that the private sector bank providing a whole range of services to to their end customers and winning over the customer service index with respect to the public sector unit banks. So this exercise helps in finding out the net promoter score. So net promoter score could be calculated for any industry, for any organization, for any business. So this was a sample case study where we were trying to see how the NPS of banks could be calculated using different marketing metrics. And in to be precise, the category of marketing metrics which we used for this exercise was customer service or customer service marketing metrics.